Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today. Alright, so here we are back in the game. As you can see up on the side, I have our to-do list for this streaming broadcast today. So we need to go in and add copper sheet to our copper chain here. We also, I planned out a factory. Give me a second here to pull it up. So here we have, using the 60 copper that we're already smelting, we're going to go ahead and add copper sheet. We're going to slow down. We're going to repurpose one of our constructors to make the copper sheet. We're going to slow down the other one to make copper wire. And that will give us 10 copper sheet per minute, 30 cable, 20 wire. The other side of that is we need to redo our iron stuff to add in reinforced iron plate, smart plating, modular frames, rotors, and of course we have iron rod. That's going to take us 222 iron, so we're going to need to find more iron. One of the things I wanted to talk about is, so this is the Satisfactory tools planner. I have several factories that I've out planned for my other save up here. I might use some of them in later streams, I don't know yet. One of the things that we can look at with this is we can look at power. So here it says we're going to have a total of 176.002 megawatts with my current setup here. I was not creating that much. I was only creating 122, and that's not taking into account the other, it doesn't take into account the miners right there. It doesn't take into account the concrete we have going over there, nor does it take into account the quick wire we have down in that direction. So the copper is going to be the easiest to redo, so we'll just quickly redo that. Up. Alright. Quicker for me to go this way. So we are going to have to move this first. I've been playing Planet Crafter these last couple days. So I am used to using the mouse button. Oh, I did that the wrong direction. I'm used to doing the mouse button to interact with containers. Alright, so we're going to keep this one as our copper wire, but we are going to change that to 120 or to 20 per minute. This one, we are going to select recipe, go copper sheet. I'm going to just go ahead and throw that back in there. It's not quite what I wanted to do. Alright, so that's our copper production redone. Okay. Our iron is going to need a lot of adjustments. I want to be able to see the chat. I only have 2 monitors. But I also want to see my visualization of sorry, the visualization of the factory layout that were for iron. Okay. One thing I want to do is I want to make sure that we utilize our miners. So we have this Logistics Mark II that we're going to increase our belt speed. So let's go ahead . Get that.
Milestone reached. Fixit would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint, Fixit.
Sure. All right. So this miner will do 120. We just don't have the belts for it. Well, we didn't. So we'll have 30 shoot off into that one. At this point, these will all be utilized. Then we just need to take this belt . I'm missing reinforced iron plates. So to make those, of course, we need several plates and lots of screws. Alright, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 120 coming in from that one smelter, from that one node, and I'm just going to do iron plates with that one. I'll take 20 and put them into a container, and the other 60 I'm going to send into 2 different assemblers to make reinforced iron plates. One of those assemblers of the reinforced iron plates will be diverted into storage for my building use, while the other 2 gets diverted between the smart plating and the modular frames assemblers. Okay. So we'll keep this one going into standard plating. So there we go. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to have, currently we have 60 going that way, 60 going that way. So we just need Mark 1s going that way. Definitely do not want, oh, it'd be helpful if I put that on there. All these iron bars backed up on us. Okay. Alright. Temporarily, we'll just throw these into a container. Just so the machines continue to produce. We can actually pull these out. And I'll just throw that stack in there and keep the others. Okay. Now we got to figure out where to get this other iron from. So I don't want to tap this one. We'll save that for steel. So I'll probably need to tap that one and hopefully find another one in the area. Because that will only give us 60 more, and I need 102 more. Alright. Where did you go, Hog? I think that should be good. Okay, for this one, we'll do the smelter straight on there. Grab this other smelter. I think that looks good. I think that's right. Nope. So I'm just going to do a second layer of foundations. That way, then we'll just use lifts to bring them up or bring them down. Would be helpful if I had ladders, but I don't. Let's bring it up to here. That should be fine, just to get up there. Great. Yep, I'm missing plates. Alright. At some point we're going to have to bring in another iron line. Like I said, we got to figure out where that iron's going to come from. Yep. We got another normal node there, so we could bring it up over and have it join this iron line, and then we'll just upgrade that whole line to Mark II. In fact, let's do that right now. Okay. Give me a moment here to look at what I gotta do. So I need a total of 9 constructors, taking in that different amount of iron. So I think what I will do is, starting here, let's do constructors. We'll have them shoot out. Actually, let's do it this way. We'll have our 9 constructors. Come out, we'll do here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's fine. I'll probably end up moving the hub anyways in a bit. Alright. So, first things first, we have rods. So let's plan on giving them power too. Alright, so 5 of my constructors are going to be making cast screws. So what we have is we have 4.4 divided by 5. So that's about 88%. So we can do that calculation right here in the thing. So we're going to take this clock speed, we're going to go 4.5 divided by 5 times 100. So that's our clock speed. So I'm going to copy the settings. Okay, so these are now making 44 per. Let's go ahead. I did that wrong. Haha. There we go. H. Nope, that's straight. Alright. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to actually bring this power right to this edge. Actually, I can just link that directly into that one. So now all these machines have power. The red ones mean they haven't had a selection of of a recipe. Okay, so I need 120 screws to go one direction and 100 screws to go the other direction. I think doing this way was kind of a bad choice. So let's take this back up to 50. That back up to 50, so that those two would give us 100. If I take this to 40, then split it, and then merge these two, that would give me 100. Oh, actually, this is only supposed to make 20. There we go. So this one will come out, merge into these two. These two will merge. So I have that. Those two merge. That gives me my 100 that I need for. And these will go to my rotors. And then these three will merge. Come on. And that gives me my 120. Okay. So all we need is lifts to take these down. So I'm going to go ahead and put their belts to the edge there. Same thing with this one. And there we go. All right. Rods, 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 and of course rods. Okay. So I need one rod to be full. We'll go ahead, this one will be my full one. So the other, because this one will go into storage for personal use. The other ones, these three, we are going to merge them into one line. We're not making more than 60, so we'll just bring them to the edge as well. Nope. Alright. So for this one, I need to do 2.13 0.33 divided by 3 times 100. Alright, so there are those done. For the most part, let's go ahead and we will hook up power. So I'm just going to grab that line. We're going to bring it up here. Run it to there. And run it to there. So now all these can get going. We're still deficient on iron. Yep, I'm looking the wrong direction. So we have another iron node over here. Okay. So I think the way we'll do this one since that goes up, and then we'll take it over to there and we'll drop it down using a lift and have it merge onto that line. So what I'm actually going to do is clear that out, zoop this vertically. Of course I need a way to get up there. Probably actually have it come out like that. And have my belt line up right here. Okay, actually we need to do some smelting first, so bring it up here. We'll have a smelting platform. I'm currently figuring out what to set my clock speed for these smelters. I only need to get... Actually, I don't even need to do a full smelter. Okay. So let's do it this way. We have 222 subtracted by 120 subtracted by 60, so we need to get 42. So yes, we still need to do a full 2 smelters. Alright, let's come back down to here. There's my ramp down. Okay, this guy only needs to do 42. So these smelters need to do 21 per minute. Copper ingots at 21. 21. Okay. Now I want to merge them. Kick them out that way. Yep, I think that's better. That way we're not clipping that wire. And I'm missing concrete. Alright, still gotta get back up here. Just do 2. And let's go get my concrete, which is over here. take it out 10 that way, since we're up here. It's not a problem if we overshoot, which we didn't. I think that's the height we want. Kind of, but not. That looks like maybe 1 meter's different. So actually, just go ahead and delete that top. This is what I want. Nope. Alright. So do a 2. And then we'll do a 1. Alright. And I have to rerun that anyways. So, yeah. Okay. Alright, gotta go make some more reinforced iron plate. Okay, first thing we need is more screws, which I don't have room to grab. You're my copper sheet. Okay, you are my wire. Yeah, we'll do it this way. All right. There's the ladders. Come on. So I already made that one Mark II. That needs to be Mark II. This needs to be Mark II. This needs to be Mark II. And I'm out of plates again. Can I at least... Alright, so we're going to have a little bit of a bottleneck, so we'll need to remember to come down, come back here, and change that to be Mark II. not manifolded yet. So that's good. Alright, I may need to rethink how I do this manifold. I may have to have it all come in to one and go across all the way like that. Just because these two machines are only working at 50% and they should be working at a higher percentage. Or it could be that I'm still only transporting 60. I need to double check to make sure everything is correct there. Alright. Did not want all of them. I do not like carrying around screws. All right. Right now it's time to start setting up my first two assemblers. Yes, I do recall that I do need to go back and get those belts fixed. So what I want to do is I want to give myself enough room to have a splitter in between here and my other assembler. So what we'll do is we will have our input there. need to do is have this go like that, because I need to bring these screws down and I'll have them split here. So my input will be here, and even though technically we're not splitting here, I'm going to do a splitter there, erase that, erase that. I'm going to bring it in, bring it up, bring it in, bring it up. So we need 60 screws going into this guy here. He is going to be doing reinforced, so we need 60 and 30. Same with this one, 60 and 30. So one of these, this guy right here, he will be doing his into storage. Not that organization. And this one will be splitting his between two other assemblers. And we'll figure out where those go in a minute. Okay, I need to run power to them. Let's go ahead and do power there. That's an interesting graphical glitch. Okay, let's come out here. I'm just going to do 3. So we're going to go... This actually needs to be Mark 2. I think that's the height we want. No, it's not. Need to bring it down one more notch. This is where floor holes would work better. Alright. Now we'll get these going. Let's go ahead and give that one some screws. Upgrade that to Mark 2. So we get them at the appropriate speed. Okay. So I'm just looking at the here. I'm trying to decide how to lay out. So I've got those two. So I need an assembler for rotors. We're actually only saving 2 of the amount it makes. So it makes 4, so we're sending 2 into smart plating, and then I gotta send iron rods and the reinforced iron plate to make my modular frames. So my 100 screws are going to go into this one assembler. So, and then my rods as well. Technically, I could do those up top. So let's go back up there. Whoop. And let's see how many. I saw 52, and I'm producing some now. So let's go ahead. There we go. That's Mark II. That's Mark II. So from there on, everything should be Mark II. And it looks like my copper production is backed up, which in my opinion is fine. Okay, so we have those going out. So we have our screws here, our rods there. How big is an assembler? Alright, let's do it this way. So we're still going to combine those that way. Let's go with my assembler. Actually going to put that right there on the edge. I'll do something similar that we're doing there. And this is getting rotors. So let's take this and just feed that directly into there. Okay. This has got to be Mark II because we're doing over 6. No. That does not need to be Mark II. That can be Mark I. That one can be Mark I. This side needs to be Mark II. Okay. That's rotors done. Right there. So we just need to have half of them go into smart plating along with half of our reinforced iron plates. And oh wait. No, I'm sending in too many iron rods. I need to have some of the iron rods go over here. Let me look at this. We are making 10. So actually, we'll have you make 10. We'll have you make 10. And you will make 12. Okay. And this one is going into storage. But it is starved for iron. Things haven't completely manifolded out yet. Since this one's going into storage, I think I'll just loop it back around. That's one big problem with doing constructors next to each other. These. That is Mark 1. That's Mark 1, that's Mark 1, that's Mark 1, that's Mark 1. We need to upgrade these to Mark 2. And I'm out of my plates. So this is pulling out 12, 25, 30. So we're still getting starved because we're not moving enough stuff at the proper belt speed. Alright. Back to here. I think actually what I'll do, because this will be going a different route, is I will merge this way then this one will bring out to here. And bring it down. Whoop. Right there. And at some point, yes, I will have the proper ramps and whatnot to get up and down my floors. Okay. So instead of doing a splitter here, I'll let that build up for a minute. Okay. Rotors are going to come down there. My other rods are going to come down here. Okay. Assembler. Actually, no. I'm going to put my smart plating assembler there. Actually, I gotta split that first. So let's have that come down. Come to there. Put my splitter there. Okay. All right. All right. So that should be everything added in. Kind of spaghetti. I just kind of had the format laid out of what I wanted to. I didn't really think very closely about how I wanted things to be laid out. So I still need to go up and get that line up and running correctly. So let me get up there. Probably do something to fix that platform there. Alright. Just going to run Mark II all the way down to this last splitter. That will ensure that stuff is moving as needed. And the stuff will properly manifold. And these numbers should start going up. because our screws are manifolded correctly. See, this is our last screw. It has 100 iron ingots in it, so it only takes as it needs. And this is just filling up and being pushed out as it needs. Guess that didn't really matter because the screws are all going down the same line. This is at 100%, so it's getting everything it needs to. So all of our machines are starting to fill up. They're starting to run more efficiently. Alright, while we wait for the smart plating to build up, yes, I'm aware I did not put a container in there for it. That is because I'm going to have it go directly into our space elevator. But before we build the platform for that, actually I need to come in here. I want to do some research in the Caterium tree. Oh, we need copper sheet. That is completely backed up, which is great.
Research completed. AI limiter recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
Alright, next we want to research the smart splitter. So let's go ahead and make some AI limiters. Okay.
Smart Splitter unlocked. The Smart Splitter offers advanced settings that can improve conveyor belt logistics.
All right. So let's look at a smart splitter real quick. So the smart splitter, we have our input. So, for example, okay, so here's the front of it right here, or the orientation you should look into. So our input, wherever the input side is at, which is denoted by this. So this is the center, that's the left, that's the right. So we could say, hey, I only want cable going out the center, AI limiters going out the left, and alien protein going out the right. So if I had a container, that's wrong. So according to this, if I had any AI limiters, they go into this container. And you know what? Let's do it this way, actually. Let's do, instead of here, let's do iron rods there, up the center. We'll do iron plate, and out the side. You know what, let's actually do overflow. Okay, so I said I'm going to only throw in a few. Actually, let's do it like this. So I'm going to throw in 4 plates. Three rods. And my portable miners and those. Alright. So AI limiters should come out there, as does my portable miners. There we go. Plates went out that side, and my rods went in there. So this kind of has a buffer inside of it. So when we did F, it showed that I had some. Let's see, I have 2 portable miners and some rods there. To build it, let's see, yeah, we need 2 reinforced, 2 rotors, and 1 AI limiter. That's how the smart splitter works. So that's great for setting up spaghetti or sushi belt. Sushi belt, they call it sushi belt, where you mix your input, your outputs. So like I could take my modular frames, my smart plating, my rotors, just take them all, put them onto one belt, and that's how I would sort them into my various containers. or say, hey, let's shoot this down this particular path. Alright. Alright, maybe... Let me get to a higher advantage point. Okay. I realize I can't build it because I don't have the parts. I'm just seeing. How much will that clip? Oh, we can not worry about the clipping right there. I can actually nudge it. That way. I could even expand this, have it go out like that. Okay. That's what I'll do. Okay, we need to go get some rods. Again, I didn't mean to hit the deconstruct. Planet Crafter. To activate the flashlight, you use F. Not B. Or, yeah. And in this one, you use B. Alright, let's do this again. Space elevator. How close does that get? All right. Let's do this.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the Project Assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
Alright. So this is the main objective in the game, is to put parts into this. And then we launch it up. So this is kicking out 2 per minute. So it'll be a little while before we get the rest of them. So we've built the space elevator. Let's go find us 2 hard drives. So I have 1 hard drive here. I still need to get some steel beams. I believe there is a hard drive out here. It's being protected by a mature alpha hog, I believe is what they're called. But we're going to go ahead and go after that guy and get that hard drive. I don't think it requires anything, but I could be wrong. Let me check real quick. Yep, it does not require anything. So I'm looking again. Here we have the interactive map. So we have, this one requires 20 steel beams. This one has no requirements. I believe there's still beams out there. We already collected that one. I don't have a saved games loaded into this, so everything in this editor, or in this map, is current. So we could also go get this one, which isn't too far from where we're at. Kind of have my heart set on getting that one and the one over there. Here is some more coal. I'm not going to bother fighting those hogs. I think we're heading in the right direction. Yep. May need to veer off a little bit. Alright, we're going to go down this path here. So you can see the guy, the brutal, I think he's called a brutal hog. He's over there. So what I'm going to do vertical zoop this. Bring it up one more. Bring it up to there. And I want to build kind of a place for me to duck and shoot from. Because this guy shoots back. See, he's seen me now. And those things, well, I guess they don't hurt when you hit, but they do send you flying. Oh, I got him. Alright, there's some steel beams, stators, reinforced. More steel beams. Alright, there's the drive. We'll quickly throw that into the MAM. Alright. Okay, there's one hard drive down. Let's go get that other one that I went to on the first episode that required the steel beams. And then when we get back, we'll have made enough smart plating that we can complete the first phase of the space elevator. How did I get up there this last time? I think I had to go up. No. I don't remember how I climbed up there. Just that I did. Oh, that's right. Ah. I need to quit holding down the run key. There we go.
Fix-It employee contract reminder. No pioneer should speculate regarding why there are crashed freighters on this planet.
So right there is some inhalers. I think I said this last time. Without the parachute or the blade runners, I can't jump across there. So I'm not going to try and get it this time. I will probably pick it up off camera once I've gotten blade runners. Right, there's a Sumer sloop up there. Nice thing about this is hogs only take 2 hits. At least the normal hogs. Alright.
Harvest the scripture. Compose it into a blood song. Consume. Consume. Consume.
I don't have enough space for it.
Follow the veins to the altar and chant. Play. Play. Play.
Okay, we got the space elevator parts ready to go.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 1 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 1 will be completed and the distribution platform will be constructed. After completion of Phase 1, the technologies of Tiers 3 and 4 will become available in the hub. Highlights are automated power, steel production, personnel transportation, and many more. Completing Phase 2 of Project Assembly is your next main objective. New project parts will need to be produced and delivered to the space elevator as you have done previously. Continue to construct, automate, explore and exploit for a better Fix-It future.
All right.
Phase 1 of project assembly completed. This is only the beginning of project assembly, the first step towards saving the day. You have performed adequately so far. Reminder: not only is Fix-It saving humanity, it is saving all of Earth, including kittens and puppies. It is statistically likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and/or puppies. Continue the work for their sake. Continue the work for Fix-It. It is time to start the work on Phase 2 of project assembly.
Alright, so what does Phase 2 give us? It gives us tiers 3 and 4 here in the hub. So we have coal power, which will be the first one that we need to knock out. The coal power generator is the first building where we'll get fuel, the coal, from coal nodes and automatically feed it in. So no more running around gathering up plants and stuff. And we can actually, once we get that set up, we can tear down our biomass burners and just use the biofuel for later projects. We got the vehicular transportation. That gives us tractors. They run on leaves, wood, all the way to fuel. We have a truck station. We can have the tractors automatically pick stuff up and drive as long as they have fuel. We'll get more inventory slots. We have our basic steel production. This is where we get our versatile frameworks. So that's one of our parts that we need. We'll be mixing that with steel and modular frames to get that versatile framework. Then we have the enhanced asset security, so the Xeno Basher, another equipment hand slot, and inventory slots. I prefer the gun over the Xeno Basher. We get our first blueprints. Then we get Logistics Mark III. So this allows us to transport 270 resources on a belt. We have Advanced Steel Production. We'll get the Miner Mark II. Encased industrial beams, stators, motors, and automated wiring, which is the last of our parts we need to make to send up the elevator. Then we have power towers. Those have a longer distance that they can be connected from our regular power power poles. I guess that's what they're called. And then we have hypertubes. So that's what we get for having completed Phase 1. I'm going to go ahead, throw this stuff in there. Since we got this done, let's go ahead and see what we got. So we have iron wire or deuterium. So we'll start scanning that next hard drive. Iron wire is good. You can actually take reinforced iron plates using not EO. So let's go. So reinforced iron plates. So we already have the stitch iron plates. So we can, instead of using screws, we can use wire. So we could technically, with 10 plates and this, make 3 iron plates per minute, slightly faster. But if we have the iron wire, we no longer need to use copper, and we can make that a pure iron production chain. Do we need it at this very moment? I don't really think so. But it is something to consider for the future. So I'm going to go ahead and leave these as is. The last thing I want to cover is the building customizer. So our project, so here are the swatches that they automatically do. I don't like pipes. I like to have my pipes be a certain way, so I like to have water blue and silver. So that's what they look like. Any machine that I've built using this, which is basically everything currently, if I change this, so let's say we do that color, I want it shiny. Oh, I'm not quite done yet. And let's say I wanted this to be black. So now, all of our buildings, with the exception of the space elevator, because that one is project assembly. So if I want to change this, I could have this be black, and that one be red. See there, that one changed. But every building that I've made using the primary color scheme is now recolored. If I want to, I could come in here, do a custom swatch. But if I change the custom swatch, let's say I wanted it to be poison purple and my toxic green, it did not change that one. So the custom swatch is kind of a one-time, let me use it, then for that one time you paint it. It won't change when you change the others. So for example, you know, like I said, when I changed this, that changed. If I had selected one of these swatches down here and then made the change, so like if I painted this way, and then come down here, I want to hit edit. I don't know what the preset is for that, but I don't really care for this color scheme. If I did that, see, it automatically changes it. So that your machines remember what swatch you use to paint them with. And they will, if you change that, they will change. So sometimes it's better, you know, depending on how you want your stuff to look, to select one swatch or swap them out. So like for example, I can right click here and I could say, hey, I want this swatch to be my standard. From that point forward, since I made that my standard, if I were to say throw down my crafting bench, that may be, see, it has the blue and the orange. So that is now was my standard that I was going to use. So you could plan out your factories to say, hey, I'm going to make my coal plant and I want them to look this way, so on and so forth. When we get blueprints, we can do the same thing with blueprints. We can paint our machines a certain way in the blueprint, and when we throw them down to be used, the machines will come out of the blueprint in that color scheme. Alright, I think this is going to do it for this stream. I appreciate you all joining me today, and thanks for watching.